Did the Archer of Infamy score a bullseye on the Infinite One?
Or did Damian Priest bask in the glory of Keith Lee?
Don't you dare quiver, folks. This is NXT.
Support, no DQ.
Perfect.
Welcome everybody to What's NXT for July 24th, 2019. I'm your host, the Rated R Reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And I'm not going to beat around the bush. This might have been a perfect episode of NXT.
Absolutely.
We got 4 matches.
Mm-hmm.
We got an in-ring promo that was lengthy and did something.
Pretty momentous, actually.
We got a great main event that had a little bit of storyline momentum going in. This might have been the perfect episode of NXT.
We've got huge setups for the TakeOver event, if not the matches themselves.
We're a couple of weeks out of TakeOver, and just let's start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, let's start before the beginning, because the show actually starts with a recap of the main event and the ending of last week's show, which we weren't too high on.
No, we weren't.
Because we were expecting a fucking match.
Yeah.
That's what we were hoping for, and we didn't get a match.
No.
But we got the setup for the main event for Toronto, and tonight we are going to get the rest of the setup. Yep. We are going to see both Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano reveal their stipulations for the 2 out of 3 falls match at Toronto.
Backtrack a little bit though, because we didn't know it was going to be a 3 stages of hell match until afterwards with the WWE exclusive. They didn't announce it until then. So now we know that, and that they're announcing at least 2 of the stipulations tonight, and then Regal's going to announce the 3rd one if it's needed, I think, right at the show, which I think makes it that much more special.
So our actual first spot of the night is a match. We've got the second round, the semifinals of the Breakout Tournament, Jordan Miles versus Angel Garza, and Angel Garza looks so cool in this match.
Angel Garza is the shit. There's no way around. There's no way around this. This guy is a great heel. He's got all the athleticism. He's got the looks. He's got the charm. He's got the character. He's got everything going for him, I think.
This was a pretty cool to mildly okay match, somewhere in there, in that vein. But Angel Garza definitely had the coolest move of the match.
Yes.
So at one point, Miles jumps out onto the apron. Like, he's got the upper hand. He does like this cannonball drop kick into Angel Garza and follows it up with something. Fuck if I know. But he jumps out onto the apron where Angel Garza has pushed the apron skirt up a little further into the ring. And that's where
Jordan Miles.
Yeah, thank you. Jordan Miles lands, and then he pulls the skirt out from under Jordan Miles, who just takes a wicked fall back first into the apron. And to me, that was the coolest move of the match. It wasn't even a fucking wrestling match.
I was about to say, it was very Looney Tunes-esque, because he even turned around and just kind of like
You know what? When used appropriately, i.e. Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes shit in real life, when used appropriately.
Yes.
And this was definitely appropriate. It was, like I said, coolest move of the night. But, yeah, actually might have been the coolest move of the night. Before I break down, I've got like 4 notes, I guess. That's probably one of the notes, is the pulling of the skirt out from under Jordan Miles, everybody. What did you think about this opening match, Jerry?
I knew it was going to be a great match going in. I automatically assumed it was going to be because Jordan Miles had an awesome performance on his first match, and Angel Garza, who's already impressed us in that first round as well. He did a great job in this match as well. Like you can tell, there's a clear cut face and a clear cut heel in this match.
This is true.
So
Garza comes out and he won't high five or acknowledge any of the male fans, but he sees the female fan. He's smooching her hand.
Yep.
He's smarmy,
Yes.
but he's suave. That's why he's smarmy, is because he's so suave. And I dig it. I was hoping he was going to win.
Yeah.
Just because he is such a good heel, I think it would be a great person for. I'm hoping that we see. What's his name? Let me look back. The guy that trained with Matt Hardy.
Oh, Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, Grimes. I'm hoping we see Grimes advance.
Yeah.
But in this case, maybe we don't see Grimes advance because now we need a baby face. And is Bronson?
No, Jordan Miles won. So Cameron Grimes.
No, yeah. Now we need a heel. And
Yeah.
I think
Cameron Grimes is the heel because his opponent was Isaiah Swerve Scott, who's definitely was the baby face in that match.
Okay, well this works then.
So yeah, it's gonna be a great finals match if that's what we get, because I don't see Bronson Reed pulling off the victory. We've already established that he's
Green.
green. I mean Hulk. I'm like Hulk green. Green.
I'm just saying, when we watched him wrestle, I was pining for the days of early. Again, I can't remember the name. The guy from Hawaii.
Kona Reeves.
There we go, Kona Reeves. My name recollection.
Yeah, I don't think anything involving Bronson Reed in the finals is in the cards at this point. He seems like like I said, he'd be more fit for NXT UK, I think. But that's just me, so.
I could definitely see him going there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth sending him all the way to a different country, being that green.
Well, he's Australian, so he'd be a better fit over there.
Well,
but,
Miles is not finisher, but his setup to the finisher is this discus clothesline into the corner. Now he hits one and he goes up top, and Garza rolls away.
Very, very far away.
Very, very far away. And so Miles goes for a leapfrog off the top rope, and Garza just hits this wicked drop kick.
Yeah.
Out of midair, gets a near fall. But then again, Miles hits another discus clothesline into the corner, and then follows it up with a deadlift German from his belly.
Mm-hmm.
Deadlifts him all the way up, all the way back, bridges the German, 1, 2, 3.
Folded him like a taco.
Yeah, basically.
That's a
good description.
We didn't really expect the pinfall off of that, but sure enough, we got it.
I said kick out. No
kick out. But that was such an impressive German suplex. Even I was like, if he doesn't kick out of this, I wouldn't really be surprised.
Now this match isn't over. Well,
the match is over, just not the segment.
We have Shane Thorne, of all people. He comes out to commentary, and it takes him name-dropping himself for me to realize who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
It's been that long. And without his partner, his Australian...
Nick Miller.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. I have no idea, but he lets us know, and he says none of these guys matter. Like, he's been there so long, and he could just... I don't know if he's challenging these guys or not.
I think he's just saying he's now going to be in NXT.
I think he's just there to use the wordplay of the breakout tournament to say that he is now going to break out on his own.
Yeah. No real clue.
Thin excuse.
But all he really ended up doing was piss off Mauro Ranallo.
Knocked his glasses off when he ripped his headset off.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix was pretty much holding him back. So.
Now after this, we get our first promo of the two. We've got Johnny Gargano here dropping his stipulation. He says Cole made this personal when he went to Cleveland, and this is no longer about the title. You know things are getting dangerous when it's no longer about the title. He just wants to go to Toronto and whoop Cole's ass. Yeah. And his stipulation is what he says he's grown to really enjoy. And I think I saw a street fight between him and Ciampa.
Yeah, they had one.
At Chicago, when I went live to Chicago for Money in the Bank and went to the NXT TakeOver. That was an awesome match. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to make it a street fight.
A lot of people sleep on the fact that Adam Cole was a Combat Zone Wrestling champion. So he's seen his fair share of hardcore matches and street fights. So that's going to be interesting. But at the same time, there's no blood and NXT and whatnot.
Well, Gargano says, bring your
weapons, bring your
friends,
bring everybody.
So he's basically challenging all of Undisputed Era. I, however, don't think we're going to see any more of Undisputed Era in this match.
They're going to be busy.
Yeah. Each of them is going to have a title match prior to the main event. So I don't see them getting involved, although stranger things have happened. But
I've already touched on this. Like, we were discussing it during this promo. I miss Johnny Badass. I miss the two-side Johnny that you didn't know whether to root for him or, hate the guy's guts during the Aleister Black feud. I'm hoping they kind of revisit that a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards, though.
He was the dichotomic one.
Yes.
He had the good in him and the evil.
But even that gave him a little more depth and whatnot. Now he's just trying to look hard.
Yeah, without Ciampa, there's no reason for him to have the evil side.
No.
So now we're just back to good old happy Johnny wannabe champion. So anyway, street fight. After this, we get our second match of the night. We've got Xia Li versus Bianca Belair. And this was pretty good.
I was about to say, Bianca Belair I'm going to say this right now, she just dominated in this match. Like, Xia Li got a couple of good kicks in, but otherwise, this was the Bianca Belair show. She has shown that she is ready for prime time. She is ready for her call-up. She's got everything going for her. She's deceptively strong, is what it is. You look at the girl and you're like, okay, she can posture, she can preen, she can slap her ass, whatever.
And she can lift.
She can lift.
Yeah.
She can chuck, is what she can do.
I mean, I commented when she was just getting in the ring, just her ass is amazing. But that ass also does work.
Yes.
She does a stalling vertical suplex and then just does 3 squats.
Yeah.
Now, she doesn't get anything off of it. I believe Xia Li actually gets out of the suplex.
Yeah.
But still.
And even before then, she does a fall-away slam.
No fall-away.
With no fall-away.
Yeah, it was like a fall-away throw.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
That's just upper body strength to max right there.
No kidding. Jeez. She hits a glam slam and then a handspring off of the ropes into a splash onto Xia Li's back.
So and she's flipping everywhere too.
Now Xia Li does get some offense in here. A lot of her kicks. She's the I can't remember it's Wu something.
Yeah.
Wushu, I think. Anyway. She gets a bunch of these kicks in and then goes into the corner and jumps up on the middle rope with that twist about. And then I think she goes for a drop kick or something. But Belair counters. Or she dodges it and then she hits the KOD.
Yeah.
Which just... It didn't look precise or anything. It looked like she was just ready to end this match and like...
She was done messing with Xia Li.
No posing, no. She just lifted her up and fucking dropped her down.
I think she's shown she's pretty much done messing with people. She wants another shot at the title. And she very well may get it. Or she'll get a call-up. Either way, Bianca Belair is back on the roll she should have been in the first place.
Definitely. So after this, we get Killian Dane in a promo similar to the first few, but in this case, he is talking about something he's already done. So we've got clips of him attacking Matt Riddle, and I think they showed 3, 4, 5 times him doing that senton into Riddle through the stage.
Yeah. Well, they interwove it in with the stuff that he's already shown before, all the car bombs and attacks and whatnot.
They smattered it.
Yes.
With that clip. They smattered it.
But what I really liked about this is he actually said why he attacked Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
He actually said Matt Riddle isn't just anybody. He's somebody. And he lists off all Matt Riddle's accomplishments and says, like, if I'm going to go after anybody at this point, if I'm going to make a statement, it's going to be against Riddle.
Yeah. So, this was okay. I'm digging it. I am looking forward to that match. I hope that makes a 6th match on the TakeOver card, but we'll see. Would be nice.
Yeah.
After this, we get footage, and not a promo or nothing like that. This is a hard cam, like a black and white
security cam
of Jessamine Duke getting out of the ring. Now, why they would have the camera set up there instead of, well,
it's right at the lockers. You have to protect the lockers.
So, Jessamine Duke gets out of the ring, and she goes to get in her locker, and while she's got the door open, and it wasn't necessarily the gym, but it was kind of a gym, because, you know, it's the Performance Center. I called this last week. We see Jessamine Duke get attacked by Mia Yim, who runs by, throws the locker door into Jessamine Duke's face/arm, and yells, what does she yell? I've got it written down.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
She went dokes.
Yeah, they did some bleeping in this.
Yeah.
It made it seem real.
Like, but she'll still go by the head baddie in charge.
Yeah, she was totally Sergeant Dokes here, though. That was great. All rise, motherfucker.
Hard eyes, motherfucker. Large fry, motherfucker.
And, yeah, she beats her down into the bottom locker and then slams that locker, or maybe kicks it into Duke's arm.
Yep.
And then that's where she cusses.
Mm-hmm.
And
then ladies start crying. So, that's 2 down.
So hopefully this means that we won't see Jessamine Duke and we won't see Marina Shafir in the women's title match at NXT TakeOver. And we still see Shayna Baszler win. I mean, Shayna Baszler is Shayna Baszler.
We can hope.
She doesn't need those two.
Yep.
Let's just, I mean, seriously though, she doesn't need those two. Not to beat Mia Yim, Jesus.
No.
So, after this, we've got Velveteen Dream coming out for aforementioned middle of the card in-ring promo. This was Velveteen Dream basically calling out Roderick Strong, but not really to make a challenge for the belt, but to dismiss him as a challenger for the belt.
Yep. Say he's not capable of keeping up with the Dream. Even though he's been wrestling, maybe a decade longer.
And even though he pinned Velveteen Dream in a 6-man tag match.
Yes.
And of course, this brings out Roderick Strong, who, in his
very lispy tone.
Yeah, he's not a good actor. He's great in the ring, but and he's decent delivering lines on the mic. He's just not a good actor.
He's not exactly a good leading man. He's good for a couple of quips here and there.
Okay, yeah.
But he's not exactly, ready for prime time, so to speak.
He really should be, though. He really, really should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is where he basically challenges for the North American Championship at NXT TakeOver. And Velveteen Dream doesn't want any of it.
Yeah.
And was it before? I think it was after Roderick comes out. He says, I give the challenge to anybody else, basically. Anybody that can hear my voice.
Yeah.
I challenge you instead of Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
And this brings out, of all people, Pete Dunne. the Bruiserweight.
Little bit of foreshadowing. Roderick Strong said there's nobody on this continent that deserves a challenge more than the title deserves a title shot more than I do.
So, different continent.
Yep.
So there you go. Pete Dunne comes out and he doesn't say anything. He just looks at the championship.
Well, first he about breaks Roderick Strong's hand because Roderick ends up trying to touch him. You don't try to touch Pete Dunne. He'll take your fingers and pretty much remove them from your hand.
General rule number 5: don't touch Pete Dunne.
Don't touch Pete Dunne. Don't talk a lot in front of Pete Dunne. Do not touch Pete Dunne. So, yeah, he just stares at the belt with those hungry eyes of his. Wants that leather strap in his mouth. Velveteen Dream looks at him, just kind of edges his way back out of the ring and gets out of there.
Now, after a godforsakenly long commercial, I don't even know what it was for. I just know I kept having to fast forward.
Pretty much everything that WWE Network is offering at this point.
Holy crap. We get the follow-up to this. There's follow-up. Roderick Strong's in the back, and he grabs a cameraman, and he's like, I want footage of this. Like, I want this on tape. And he brings him to Regal. Well, he's going to his office, but as we've seen, Regal doesn't really have an office anymore. He just has the door to his office.
Down the hallway.
he's outside, and Roderick goes up to him, and he demands his title match at TakeOver. And and he rebukes Pete Dunne for getting involved. And Regal's like, well, I just got done talking to Johnny Saint. Well, maybe not just got done, but still. He talked to Johnny Saint, and Dunne is going to be a part of NXT for a while.
Yeah.
And I guess his bonus for signing with NXT was a North American Championship match. Because I love Pete Dunne, don't get me wrong. But he has done nothing to deserve this match.
No.
Not a damn thing. At least Roderick Strong got a pinfall on the champ. It might have been during a 6-man tag, but he got the pinfall. Pete Dunne just showed up and looked at the title.
Yeah. We got to keep this in mind, though. If you caught the exclusive after Pete Dunne initially lost the belt to Walter, Regal actually approached Pete Dunne, just looked him up and down, nodded, and walked away. This was months ago. This was like right after TakeOver Phoenix, and sure enough, I thought Pete Dunne were gonna get sooner.
Does Regal coerce Pete Dunne over to regular NXT with a North American title opportunity?
I thought that was kind of lame myself. I thought for sure he'd go right, like, you know, be put into a match with either Gargano or Cole, but looks like we're gonna get him as a North American champion. Hell, since NXT's going to possibly be moved to Fox Sports Network at this point, it would shock me if Pete Dunne gets the North American belt, takes it overseas, rechrists it something else, then NXT comes up with a TV belt.
Okay. People may hate me for this, but I gotta say it. I know that Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole 2 out of 3 falls is going to be an awesome match.
Yeah.
Definitely main event worthy. But it's Gargano Cole 3.
Yeah.
We've seen this shit before.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the 2 out of 3 falls match before. Fuck.
Yeah.
This, if you're going to bring Pete Dunne to NXT, it should have been Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole.
Yes.
In any kind of match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. Ladder match. Fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
But the North American Championship, when Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong was good enough on its own.
Yeah. I still think it's probably be the show stealer, though.
Probably. Probably. So we're going to get a triple threat match.
As you've said, we've already seen Cole Gargano. We've already seen that match.
Well, we saw the triple threat match for the title coming.
Yeah.
And yes, Regal makes that match. But that's not the end of the segment, because Roderick Strong also demands a singles match. He wants Pete Dunne next week.
Yep.
That I'm all in favor of.
This will actually, if Pete Dunne pins Roderick Strong in this match, that at least solidifies that he deserves to be in the match because he'll be defeating the number one contender for the North American belt.
I don't in any way see a pinfall happening for that match. I don't see either one getting the victory.
Oh, it's going to be an all-out war at the end of it. You're going to have the Street Profits out there. You have Undisputed Era out there. You have Gargano out there.
Everybody's going to be
out there. It's going to be a melee because...
8 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And 4 title belts.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, 9 because you got the triple threat. So 9 motherfuckers. And 4 title belts. Jeez. Yeah, that's probably how the show's going to close. But I personally am looking forward to that match.
Oh, yes.
All the way up until whatever fucky finish we get. Regal, however, is going to take it under advisement at this point. We do get that match. We're going to get that next week.
Yeah, we're getting it. We're totally getting it. Anytime Regal says, I'm thinking about it, it pretty much means ask your mother, and then your mother will say yes.
Well, I don't know who that mother is, but later on in the show, they let us know that we are going to get that match. They let us know about another match, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
After all of that, we have our third match of the night. Our second women's match of the night.
2 women's matches.
Figure. Hell yeah. Like I said, still yet, damn near perfect show.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Catanzaro versus the newly christened heel Io Shirai.
Yes.
And her entrance is awesome. It's the same entrance that she basically had when she came out for her 2-sentence promo the week prior. But awesome. I cut the lights out. Because they do. The lights cut out, and then her Japanese lettering and her name Io Shirai is fucking flickering on the screen. And I'm like, dude, this is going to give me a seizure.
Yeah. But it's a good seizure.
Yeah, great seizure. And then when she gets to the ring, not in the ring, but outside the ring, they start strobing the ring. Then she gets in and she just runs at the ropes, just screaming at the crowd. And Jerry likened it to Nikki Cross. But I say it's different, because Nikki Cross screams because she's crazy. Io Shirai is shrieking at the crowd.
I don't need you.
Probably
more or less is what she's screaming.
In Japanese. I have no idea what she's screaming, but I'm digging this. She's got the same black leather just pants and a crop top. Something. Yeah. And
she has gone to full blown badass, dude. There's nothing really. Even her music is like got this really cool undertone to it, almost like a trip hop kind of thing. It sounds awesome.
Last week, I predicted this was going to be a 4-minute match. That maybe Casey Catanzaro was going to get a couple of cool reversals in, but for the most part, Io Shirai was going to beat her down and pin her. It was a short match.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a pinfall. We didn't get any kind of normal finish here. And we didn't really get any offense by Casey at all.
No. Because right at the outset, she gets drop kicked across the ring.
Yeah, bell rings and Io Shirai runs at Casey and drops her into the corner with a shotgun drop kick. And then runs at the corner with a Meteora. Then she picks her up, double underhook, backbreaker. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah,
There's got to be a better name. But it works. And Casey rolls to the outside, and Io Shirai is looking after her with her back to the ramp, and suddenly, he called it a second and a half before we saw it. There's Candice LeRae running to the ring.
Breaks up the match, causes a disqualification, but she gets some shots in on Io Shirai.
I don't know why, though. Because it was still a match, and Io Shirai hadn't done anything illegal. She wasn't going for a chair or anything like that. Mm-hmm. She just hit a couple of sweet moves and a backbreaker, and suddenly Candice LeRae storms to the ring. But she got her shots in. She hits this step-up enziguri right to the side of Io's face.
Yeah.
And then hits, what'd she hit? I've got to know.
Suicide dive on the outside.
Tope suicida onto Shirai. And then she grabs a chair. And Shirai bolts.
Yeah. Shirai's even calling her out. It's like, oh, you need a chair? Is that what you need? You need a chair to beat me?
That tope suicida, though, was awesome.
Yeah.
She lands it square into Io Shirai, who backs into the guardrail or the padded, rail.
Belt bent her over backwards on it.
But she catches her perfectly, and Candice just lands on her feet.
Yep.
It was perfect.
Yep.
Like much of this show was. Holy crap. This is just setting up for maybe a 7th match at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
It's really weird how Johnny Gargano's got the chick singing his song, but Candice LeRae's got a dude singing her song, and they sound so similar.
All right, up next we've got Adam Cole's promo where he's going to drop his stipulation, and he wants to take this opportunity to shout out to the boys.
Mm-hmm.
To the boys. Stepping.
Yeah. That's gonna be an awesome show.
He says that Roderick Strong, despite being in a triple threat, is going to beat both Pete Dunne and Velveteen Dream and become the North American champion. And that the Street Profits are stupid for accepting the challenge, and O'Reilly and Fish are going
Red
to
Dragon
and take the tag team championships. And at the end of NXT TakeOver Toronto 2,
Undisputed Era is going to be draped in gold.
Draped in gold. So your prophecy is starting to come true, sir. I believe.
I think it's more Noah's prophecy, because I think they're both going to lose their matches, but Cole's going to win his, and that's going to cause the rift.
We did a video at the end of December.
Yeah.
On what we saw coming for NXT next year.
Yeah.
This year, and you said before the end of the year, the Undisputed Era was going to be draped in gold.
Oh yeah, and how else am I right about my predictions?
This was long term. We are more than halfway done with this year.
Yeah, but
holy crap!
It's actually, it may come to fruition, it may not, but either way, it's gonna be insane to watch.
So this is where we get our announcement of the legitimacy of Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong next week. But we also get the announcement of what we figured was coming anyway, based off of their encounter last week, Tyler Breeze versus Jackson Ryker.
You completely skipped over the fact that it's going to be a regulation match.
Oh, yeah. So that was Adam Cole's pick. That's how underwhelming it is.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be the first fall of the 3, and it's just a regular match. He says he beat Johnny Gargano twice in a regular match, and he's going to do it again.
It's kind of weird that like Johnny Gargano would pick the heel route, and like Adam Cole would pick the face route in this one. He's like, I want a fair fight. I want a street fight.
If you think about it, this is best of 7, because they're 2-2.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's insane.
It's insane. So that brings us to the main event. And what a fucking main event.
Oh, yeah.
So we knew about this match coming in from last week, and we didn't know it was going to be the main event until the very beginning of the show. And
that pleased me greatly.
Oh, I forgot to... I got so caught up in it. Not who I expected to win, honestly.
No.
But before I break down, I've got a lot of notes for this match. I apologize to those of you that hate that, but I would hate to leave out at least 2/3 of what I've written down, because this was just an awesome match.
Yeah.
Between two big dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I break it down, what did you think about the main event, Jerry?
It wasn't Lee versus Dijakovic, but it was close.
Next best thing?
Oh, yes, it was the next best thing, I believe, because we had two guys that are capable of pretty much doing anything in the ring, and they're large. They're big guys. And both of them have like this infinite potential to them to be main eventers there in that company. So either one getting a victory over the other at this point was going to be great. I thought the match was going to get thrown out in some way, shape, or form, because I can't see either one of these two winning or losing.
There was one spot where I thought they were going to both get counted out.
Yep.
Like the end of
it was going to be Lee Dijakovic all over again.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Which would have been so disappointing, because then we'd still be waiting on that rematch.
They'll settle both feuds with a triple threat and disappoint us all.
So, at this point, I even said, it's like, if they're just going to have Keith Lee versus if they're gonna have Keith Lee, not really doing anything, and have Dijakovic come back, and then have Luke Harper come back into NXT and have Dijakovic and Luke Harper team up, because that would be an awesome team. They had an awesome match at Worlds Collide, and I think they'd be an awesome team since they both have the whole eye fixation thing, and they're two big dudes, so that would be awesome. Can you imagine if Keith Lee and Damian Priest got on the same page and fought against those two? That match would be insane, because you have these four huge dudes that can pretty much fly, throw each other around, just pummel each other with kicks and punches and clotheslines and shit. That'd be a heavy-hitting match.
Power moves and high-flying moves by four big dudes. I dig it. Dig it. But in the meantime, this is the match we got. And
it was great.
Story. You know me, I love the story. We had the story going in where we thought Keith Lee was on his way to a heel turn. Based off of, I think, at least the last promo, if not the last two promos that we saw out of him.
Yeah.
And
he feels he deserves more than what he's getting. And when people start talking like that, you automatically think, okay, heel turn.
We got double swerved.
Yes, we did.
Double swerved. When has that ever happened on NXT? So not only did we not get a heel turn by Keith Lee, we basically got a heel turn, and I don't know if he was a babyface, but based off of, his pomp and circumstance of him coming back as this new character, so far he's been babyface. He's been cheered like a babyface.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's been a tweener, because people have cheered for him. He hasn't really responded to him in any way, shape, or form, so he really didn't know.
Well, his entrance is severely cool,
yes.
like a babyface. So, swerve number 2, Damian Priest basically turns heel here.
Yeah.
And I dig it. I dig the whole thing. This match was great. Okay, so they start trading dukes. That's how I put the notes.
Yeah.
Best way I could say it. Dukes and dodges. So they're throwing hands at each other, but every time somebody throws something, it's either blocked or dodged. And the sequence ends with Keith Lee going for a jumping roundhouse kick into Damian Priest, who ducks out of the way.
Yeah.
And then they both look at each other all smug and shit. Like,
I was like, easy there, Black Dynamite.
my next note is where Keith Lee is running at Damian Priest in the corner, and this is where Priest starts to work on him, because he hits he kicks Keith Lee's knee out from under him, sends him face first into the top turnbuckle, then starts hitting on him and beating on him, gets him down, then pulls him back with his foot on the back of his head/neck, and curb stomps Keith Lee into the bottom turnbuckle.
I was trying
Holy
to play.
shit!
I was trying to place it, but that's how Paul Burchill did his curb stomp when he was doing it in OVW and when he debuted in WWE, or re-debuted as the Ripper.
Well, Damian Priest looked great for the first, let's say, half of this match.
Yeah.
My next spot here is where he blocks 2 clotheslines that Keith Lee goes for, because Keith Lee's got the power, but then turns around, does a discus clothesline to Keith Lee that just levels him, and he gets a near fall. Then he goes to get up top, and Keith Lee comes over, so he grabs him in a wrist lock. And of course, we've already seen where he had this before. Keith Lee had the top wrist lock on him and overpowered him for the whole thing. Well, this time he grabs his hand with his other hand and uses both arm strength to overpower Keith Lee, to climb all the way up to the top rope, walk the ropes to near the middle, and then comes off with a cross body.
Yeah.
And he goes for a pinfall that, thank God, Keith Lee saves this spot. When he kicks out, he just throws him off of him, Goldberg style.
Yep.
Or Mark Henry style, or Big Show style.
Like, pretty much a laying down gorilla press.
Yes. And that's what he was saving his strength for. Because when he was doing that top wrist lock, you could tell he wasn't putting any strength at all into it. It was all show. His muscle wasn't flexing any. So he's supposed to do that DDP yoga thing where you flicks back and forth.
At least make it look like you're trying to do something. Anyway, he starts hulking up because he's got this spot that he does. I believe he did this with Matt Riddle too, and maybe at least one other person, where he grabs the wrist, and as the person's beating on him, he hulks up, and he won't let go of the dude's wrist. He might have done this to Velveteen Dream. Anyway, he hulks up and then starts beating on him, and then uses the wrist to pull him back, and then beating him down, then pulling him back up.
Oh, it was Coda Reeves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he gets him in what he looks like he's going to go for a ripcord, but he pushes him into the corner and then runs in with a forearm that just levels Damian Priest. And then he gets a near fall, and then Priest rolls outside, and then Lee goes outside, grabs him, throws him back in the ring. But as he's going to get back in the ring, Damian Priest hits him with the knee, and then, God damn. There's a lot of shit that happens here. And then Priest actually picks him up.
Yeah.
Oh no, he hits him with a forearm and then a lariat. And then gets a near fall. And then Priest actually picks him up and puts him in a Falcon Arrow. And drops him, gets a near fall.
A super impressive Falcon Arrow.
I'm only halfway through these notes. Good grief. But then Lee gets back into this and hits a pounce onto Damian Priest that throws him just fucking into oblivion. And you knew it was coming because Damian Priest jumped pretty high.
Yep.
And Lee just hits him and gone.
Way over into the corner. Let's see. Priest somehow gets Lee on the outside. He runs the ropes, comes back, does a somersault over the top rope onto Keith Lee, who doesn't budge. In fact, catches Damian Priest like he was going for a Hurricane Rana.
Yep.
And then goes for a power bomb, but Damian Priest somehow, this was a little sketchy, but
punches him
a couple times and then jumps up and escapes the power bomb, only to, what does he hit?
He just sends a bit of Keith Lee into the steps.
Oh, the skullcracker.
Yeah.
The clap that's supposed to be illegal.
The thunder clap.
And then kicks Keith Lee back first into the steps.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my God, Keith Lee's done. No, that was only the...
Keith Lee got pissed.
Yeah, he hulked up again.
The whole arm grab shtick, like, that was just the beginning of it. This was where he really hooks up. Anyway, so he gets up and ostensibly chases Damian Priest back into the ring, although it was really slow. It's more like stalks him.
Yep.
As Priest turns heel and goes cowardly, gets back in the ring and gets behind the ref. And as soon as he got in the corner, I knew what was fucking coming.
Yep.
Damian Priest pushes the ref into Keith Lee, who helps the ref out of the way. And while he's looking at the ref, Damian Priest hits, what did they call it?
It was like some sort of kick.
Yeah, tornado or something.
Cyclone kick, yeah.
Cyclone kick. And then grabs Keith Lee from behind for like a reverse DDT, but he hits the rolling cutter. That's what they call it, rolling cutter. And he's named it The Reckoning. 1, 2, 3, pinfall. Damian Priest gets the win.
That was shocking.
Yeah,
that shocked me, actually.
Because so far he's been undefeated under this new name. But we're talking about Keith Lee.
Yeah.
However, even though we've seen the spot before, it worked.
Yeah.
Using the ref so that Keith Lee doesn't look bad in the loss, because it was not necessarily illegal, but it was heel tactics.
Yeah.
Shit works. And he got caught off guard to the side of the head with a fucking kick. And then the finisher. What you gonna do?
I like the fact that now they've solidified that Damian Priest is going to be a heel. So
what if this pushes Keith Lee over the edge that he turns heel anyway, and then forms a tag team with Damian Priest, a heel tag team?
I wouldn't be against that either. So
that brings us to the end of the main event, and here on What's NXT, we like to rate the main event using the General's 5-star rating system.
Yep.
Jerry, in this as perfect as I've seen episode of NXT, Where do you rate the main event?
I'm going to give it a 4.
4.
Because 3 3/4 star plus a quarter star for being off the back of a great show. Because as great as Damian Priest and Keith Lee was, it still doesn't really hold a candle for me to Keith Lee and Dijakovic. I know you can't, it's almost like, measuring a Hanzo sword versus another Hanzo sword. You don't do that. You just measure any other sword by one that's not made by.
Let me argue for a higher rating here. Okay.
Okay.
You may not have gotten him versus Dijakovic.
Yeah.
But honestly, the match was really great for what it was, but it was only the tip of the iceberg with Dijakovic.
Yeah.
What did we get? 4 or 5 minutes before they both got counted out? It wasn't long.
No.
It wasn't enough time to establish a full. This was a full match. They got 11 minutes for this fucking match, and they did it. They knocked it out. And for a match that you thought would have thought would be slow paced and a lot of rest holds and shit.
Yeah.
They took a 10+ minute match and made it entertaining from beginning to end. It's got full closure.
Yep.
We don't have to wait for another match. There was no fucky finish. Yes, it was heel tactics, but technically
that does actually work, because now we actually do have Damian Priest as a heel.
Both guys come out looking good.
Especially fucking Keith Lee.
Yeah.
That jumping roundhouse, good grief.
Yep.
Anyway,
So-
I'm trying to argue for better
So
better story
definitely,
here.
so definitely 4 1/4.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to start at 4 1/4.
Oh.
I'm going to start at 4 1/4 because, like I said, the story here.
Yeah.
Because we thought Keith Lee was going to go heel, and this match would have been a perfect spot to do it. But instead, we saw I'm pining for
Damian
that
Priest,
match.
yeah.
We saw Damian Priest turn heel, ostensibly turn heel, because
Yeah.
he wasn't necessarily a babyface, but we weren't for sure. And like I said, he's got a cool ass entrance. Babyfaces usually have the coolest. Anyway, I'm gonna go from 4 1/4 to 4 1/2, based off of a great show.
Yeah.
Because man,
Top to bottom, this is a great show.
yeah, damn near perfect.
Support, no DQ.
So if your idea of keeping up with NXT is watching us for 30 or 40 minutes every week instead of the actual show, I highly recommend watching this week's episode of NXT from beginning to end.
But thank you for watching us regardless.
Oh yes. And that brings us to the end of this episode of What's NXT. And thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow for the NXT party. That is where we review NXT UK. I believe it's episode 53.
Yeah.
53. Man, we have reviewed 52 episodes of NXT UK.
Okay.
We've been doing it from the beginning, folks. Believe it or not. So, if you'd like to help us review a future episode of NXT UK, be up on the big screen, come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
At NoDQ General, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR.
Exclamation point.
Lots of discussions, lots of memes. Pretty much everything you look for in a wrestling page is on there.
Yep. That's where you find
With
us.
very limited spoilers,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
any.
Find us on Armbar on Facebook, but because of spoilers,
I don't add fans on Facebook, just
Yeah.
on Twitter. And if you want me to follow you back on Twitter, just DM me, and I will. I got no problem with that.
same thing on Instagram. You can find me at osborne.stefan. I have an Instagram with a profile picture, and I think that's it. I have like 53 followers, and I'm like, why? I don't do anything. But feel free to follow me if it makes you feel better. I get like a new follower every week. It's crazy.
Yep.
So, that's not all the plugs.
No, it isn't, because you have to
Sure.
start. You have to plug our channel.
Oh, in Toronto? Let's see.
Yeah.
If you like this video, click the like button. That's underneath me.
Mhm.
If you like all of our videos, do yourself a favor. Click the subscribe button that's over there underneath Jerry.
Oh, he's back to pointing at it. Thank you, Jerry.
Mhm.
Somewhere in there, in between, is a share button. And please share us with your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. If they like wrestling,
Share
if they like
us
NXT,
everywhere.
if they like NXT UK, maybe they'll like watching us talk about it for forever.
Yeah, that'd be great.
At this point, it's been forever.
We've got 92 subscribers right now on Aftermatch.
Yeah.
So.
If you want to get these videos early and in HD, you can find them on Aftermatch Wrestling. That's all one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. We are at 92 subscribers. 8 more subscribers, and we are going to start doing this show, What's NXT, live every week on NoDQ.com's YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it on ours because that requires 1,000 subscribers.
We're a little far away from that.
Yeah, but at 1,000 subscribers, we're going to start doing both What's NXT and the NXT Party live.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to just do everything live. It's better that way.
I think
you guys can ask us questions.
I think we'll have enough confidence by then. Who knows? Or it'll be a miserable failure. Either way, it's going to be entertaining.
By the time we have 1,000 subscribers, hopefully you have a phone where you can keep up with the questions.
It is possible.
I imagine with 1,000 we might actually get a few questions that we might want to answer. Otherwise,
We'll probably get a whole bunch we don't.
if you have questions for us and you'd like to deliver them live, if you have something you want us to sign, God forbid, somebody, I don't know, we have fan art.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. Anyway, you can find us in Toronto on SummerSlam weekend. Yeah, we're going all the way up north. Got my pass card and everything.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good time.
It's amazing how much it costs to cross the border. It is literally nuts.
Yep.
But, yeah, we're going to be in Toronto. You can go to nodq.com/Toronto to find out information and RSVP for the meetup.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Worst Union Station.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
That is not worst. That's versed. But
Versed.
still, all they really sell is beer and
Sausage.
German sausage, and I'm good. I won't be eating or drinking. I'm just going to be there hanging out.
Worst place ever.
I was hoping for schnitzel.
Yeah.
Then I would have eaten.
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, I'm good. Anyway, yeah, you can find us in Toronto. So
We'll be hanging out there, and also at SummerSlam. We're going to be hanging around there too. So who knows? Maybe you'll see my lumbering ass walk around. So.
yeah. However, if you want to join the NXT team, help us review episodes of NXT UK or do the radar report or whatever, you can also leave a comment down below with your email address, and we can do it that way. That's how we got Chris Mace.
Mm-hmm.
And he is now the Holiday.
Yep.
Because we'll give you a nickname and everything.
Nickname, access to the chat room, your own bathroom key, whatever.
Anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. For the General Jerry Slaughter, I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in NXT time.